Hey guys, Corby here. Hope you're having a good day. I got a package in the mail today from Versacarry. Hopefully it's my new holster. Haven't opened it yet. I was going to open it on camera and give you a quick review of that. I've been using the Versacarry Rough Rider outside the waistband leather holster since I put a new Holosun red dot on my Taurus G3C actually. G3C Toro actually. But when I put that red dot on there, it would no longer fit in my holster that I like to concealed carry with. So I had this Versacarry Rough Rider, which was one that I picked up a while back for this gun and my Taurus TX22. And it's worked okay for my purposes, but makes it a little harder to conceal. So let's get this one open. I'll show you what I got here, and hopefully I'll have a good review of it. This is the Versacarry. It's labeled as a compound custom polymer inside the waistband holster. So it is, get it out of the package here. It is leather on the back and Kydex or polymer on the front with a single clip in the middle. Hopefully you can see that well. I like leather, and my other holster that I carried with before is leather. But you can run into some safety issues with leather over time as it gets older. It can kind of start to droop down and could possibly get in your trigger guard. So some people don't like to carry concealed with leather, especially if you don't have a thumb safety on your gun, which I do. My Taurus does. But I thought this was a neat concept with leather on the back. I like that for comfort. Kydex on the front. The Kydex holsters I have that are complete Kydex just aren't that comfortable to me. So I thought with the leather on the back that might be a little more comfortable. You can see it's really compact. So I'm going to switch out here. One thing, well, let me show you first. Carrying the way I've been carrying with this holster and the belt over it, you have to take it off the belt every time. It's a little chilly out here, but I'm going to take this sweatshirt off. It's in the 30s. It's nice and bright, got plenty of sunshine, but it is a little chilly. So I'm wearing a shirt that might be a little too small for me. It's an extra large, but I've been wearing a 2 extra large since I'm a little fatter than I used to be, than I want to be. But you can see I'm printing a little bit here with this one. And this shirt is a little tighter than I would normally wear to conceal. But let's see how it fits. First, let me pull my shirt down. You probably don't want to see that. So this is the first test. This is the first time I've taken it out. Let's see how it fits. That's a very snug fit. I'm sure that'll loosen up a little bit over time with the leather. But it's good. I mean, a good snug fit is a good thing. So that was a very snug fit. Having a little bit of trouble. There we go. So that's a good thing. The Kydex is molded specifically for this gun. Molded over the trigger guard. The red dot has plenty of clearance there. And I can get a good grip on the gun while it's in the holster. So there is an adjustable retention screw here, so I could loosen that also, and I may mess with it as I try it. But let me fix my belt here and see how this one does. So with this one, I can go ahead and just tighten my belt like normal. I wear my buckle over here to keep it out of the way of my holster because I appendix carry. Let's see how it does. Okay. Went in smoothly. feels pretty good, honestly. It has one clip on the front. I prefer 2 clips, one on each side. But I saw this one, and I thought, well, I'll try that one. Sometimes that clip on the front just makes it print a little more. In other words, you could see it through the clothes you're wearing. But that's a pretty tight shirt on me. And I don't think I'm really printing that much. I could probably scoot it over a little bit to get that grip from sticking out there. That's pretty good fit. I like it so far, so I can draw. I had to give it a good jerk there, but the belt clip grabbed the belt like it should. Now, I do have a thumb safety on mine, but you always want to make sure your finger's off the trigger and that you're looking when you're reholstering. So, there we go. That's a good tight fit. I'm going to put my sweatshirt back on just to see how we do drawing. And I'm going to do some drawing fire. So far I like it. The holster itself was not real expensive. The total with shipping was $57.74. Versacarry does offer a $150 credit for doing a YouTube review, but I can't get a hold of them, to be honest. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get a hold of them on this one. But I paid for this holster, and it's something that I wanted to try out. So $57.74 shipped. I think I'm going to be happy. I'm going to move the camera a little bit and do a little bit of drawing fire and see how that goes. Move with me. I'll go over here and make sure I got it set up right. Okay, let's see how that goes. Okay. Good secure retention. I can touch my toes, lift my legs. Those things are all important because I do a lot of sitting with my holster in. You can see, I don't know if you can see the bottom there. On my other one, you can see the bottom of the holster because it was outside of my waistband. This one helps being inside the waistband. So, you know, if I have to reach up for something, I'm not going to be able to see it. Have someone call the cops because you have a gun. So let's see how it does. Let's see. And it's cold out here. My hands are cold. This is some good cold weather training. So, okay. Had a little misgrab on my shirt there. Had to re-grab. But the holster performed well. Stayed buckled, or stayed on the belt. Gonna have to get used to reholstering with this one. No need to reholster fast, but it's tight. It's got good retention. Not so much that I couldn't pull it out, but it is a good tight fit. So let's see how it does again. Okay. Kind of pulled up a little bit. It held onto the belt. Pulled out of my waistband a little bit, but that's okay. I was able to draw and fire with no problem. Okay, so that feels good so far. I'm happy with that. Let me give you a view from the front and hopefully not shoot my camera. Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, okay. Honest review here. I may not have had it clipped on my belt real well. And to be honest, this belt, I need to get a new belt. It's getting a little floppy. It's leather, but it's not super rigid. A good rigid carry belt would help that. So this is something that can happen. The retention may be a little tight right now. But you saw I was able to jerk that out of my belt. So let's try it again. I'm going to grab a screwdriver. I'm going to loosen that retention screw just a little bit. Good retention is, I mean, it's good that it's tight. But it may be a little too tight. Okay, that loosened it up a little bit. Okay, it's clipped over my belt. Let's see what happens. Okay. Again, it pulled up my belt a little bit with the clip. That's just the fault of a belt that's not too rigid. So, nothing wrong with the holster there. Good retention. Okay, that's good. Let me try one more time. Okay, same thing. We'll take it out. It pulled it out of my waistband a little bit. Not the fault of the holster. The holster did what it was supposed to, and held onto the belt. That clip is pretty rigid. So overall, great retention. I'm gonna have to do some practicing with it. Anytime you buy a holster, a new optic, a new gun, a new belt, anything that's part of your everyday carry, you want to do some practicing with it before you completely rely on it. So I'm going to have to learn to get it situated correctly in my belt. Probably going to have to pick up a more rigid belt. I may play with the retention screw some more to see how it does. But overall, that's great. You can see right here, it's got good retention. There's nothing, there's no clips, there's no mechanisms, but it is good and tight in there. That Kydex is molded to that frame, and it's a good tight fit. So I'm going to try and demonstrate a couple more things. Sitting in the vehicle, sitting in a chair, drawing and firing from those positions. So come with me. Get this camera situated again so you can see me and I don't shoot it. So I'm going to get in the Jeep. Thankfully the Jeep doors swing wide, so you should be able to see me in here. No problem so far, no pinching or anything like that. One thing I like about holsters with clips like this, as opposed to going on the belt itself, depending on what vehicle I'm in, when I get in the vehicle, a lot of times I'll take it out of my waistband and shove it down beside the seat so that I can draw quickly. And that way it's not under my seat belt also, because I don't like to have the seat belt over my gun. For one, if I had to draw it, that makes it harder. And two, I'm always afraid if I get in an accident and that seat belt pushes into that gun and pushes the gun into my stomach here or my pelvis, that it could cause me more injury. So that always concerns me. But I'm plenty comfortable sitting here with this in my waistband. No problem. You can see I can move my legs. And let's put the seat belt on, see how it does. Okay. I like to, when I get in, push that seat belt down, pull my shirt up in case I have to be able to draw. Just make sure it'll come up quickly. But let's see how this does. Get quite a bit more report inside here. It's loud. The hearing protection is very important. So that was no problem, drawing and firing from this seated position. see if I can reholster. Got it on safe. Very carefully. Nothing in the trigger guard. Finger away from the trigger. Okay, so that's not bad. I can definitely do that. That's good. Let's try this chair. I want to make sure I can see that in the frame. Scoot it back just a little bit. There we go. Okay, you can see I can move all around. Let's see. I can be flexible. I can reach down and touch my toes. I can squat down, sit down in the chair. Okay. Didn't have any problems drawing or firing. So far, so good. I've switched over to a magazine full of frangible rounds. I've got Norma 98 grain frangible rounds for shooting steel, so should be able to hear some targets ringing now if I hit them. But I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to kind of jump up and down, maybe run around a little bit. I once had a very bad experience. I'm going to turn this and move it back this way. Once had a very bad experience where I was wearing a different gun, a different holster, similar type holster though, but my it had a clip, and I wasn't wearing a belt because the shorts I was wearing just had a draw, or a waistband with a drawstring. It was a pretty big waistband, but wasn't enough to catch on that clip, and I was messing around and running full blast. Racing a guy. Actually, we were just messing around. Had my gun right here. As I was running, I started to feel the holster come up. I reached for it. I missed it, and it fell out on the ground and skidded across the parking lot. Thankfully, nothing bad happened. I didn't get no one saw it and turned me in or panicked. But that taught me a lesson about holsters and belts and good retention and whatever. The gun didn't come out of the holster. It's just the holster worked its way out of my waistband because it didn't have anything to catch on to necessarily. So I haven't been running much. Broke my arm 8 months ago. Wasn't able to run just because of pain for a long time. I can run a little bit now. I'm just going to run down here and back. You can watch me. And then when I get back here, I'm going to draw and fire. And I'm going to see how this holster hangs on. So here we go. I'm out of breath. Okay. Didn't have any problems. Holster didn't move. Came up a little bit when I drew. A little bit out of breath now, but I'm okay. That induces a little bit of stress, so it's good to practice like that. That induced, honestly, more stress than it should have. I'm just really out of shape from not being able to work out like I'd like because of my arm. But you saw I can run now, so I don't have an excuse. Okay, I was pleased with that. Felt good, didn't move around, was able to run comfortably. I'm going to try a couple more things here. I'm going to turn this around. Sorry you got to listen to me sucking wind, but I'm out of shape. Okay. Whoops. That's a blooper. It's because I don't have a cameraman. I am the cameraman. Okay, I want to try actually drawing while laying down and shooting while laying down. So not having any comfort issues. I'm pretty pleased with it so far as far as comfort. But let me try this. So I don't know what I'm simulating here, what situation I might be in, other than I'm relaxing, and then there would be a need to draw my weapon and fire. So let's give it a try. Okay, no problem from the holster. I missed that first shot. That was my problem. Okay, able to reholster, no problem. You're getting all the views here. You're getting all the things. So, just so you know, there's no one on that side of the camera. I'm going to try and draw and fire like this. I will say the sun is right in my eyes, so I may not be able to see too well. Well, let's see how the holster functions. There we go. Believe it or not, you just got to see the very first time I've ever fired like that. I missed the first shot, but I hit the second. So, overall, first impression of the Versacarry, hang on just a moment, I can't remember what they call it. Versacarry Compound Custom Holster inside the waistband, IWB, polymer, black hybrid. First impression, I'm impressed. I like it for an inexpensive holster. I'm pleased. I'm gonna probably mess with the retention some, do some more draw and fire to make sure that that everything functions as it should. There's a little retention screw there. It's got a little nut inset on the back there. Overall, I'm happy. I'm pleased. So if you need a good little inside the waistband holster and you don't find much comfort in full Kydex and you want this leather back, check out the Versacarry. $57 shipped to my house. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Go buy you a Versacarry.